Morning.
Good morning. Okay. I'm going to move it this way just a little bit because, oh, I want to see if you can see it. Can y'all see my mouse or can I see just me? Can y'all see the mouse move?
No.
No? Okay. Well, then I'm going to point. Okay. Look way up here at the top.
Yeah.
There's a symbol. Do you remember what that symbol means?
I say pretty.
When we always begin our lesson, does anybody remember what this symbol right here means?
Say good morning. Going round and round. It's too
Let me help you. Your repeated
language chart.
There you go. Your repeated language chart. It's been a few months since we talked about that. So your repeated language chart is something that we always begin our lessons with. And we were looking at the poem about a dolphin song.
No.
No? What?
A penguin song.
The penguin song. That's right. The penguin song. Okay, and it goes to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. But today, I'm going to need you to be looking for some very special things, okay? All right. I want you to look for this. What is that?
Period. Penguin.
A period. And it comes at the end of a sentence. What about this one?
Exclamation point.
Yes. Now, it can be called two things. Some people call it an exclamation point. Some people call it an exclamation mark. Remember that funny noise we used to make when we do it? We'd say, meow. Remember that? Do that with me. Make one. Meow. And you just make an exclamation point. What about this one? This one's always tricky in kindergarten. You remember what the little hook means?
A nine.
Nice. They call that a comma. And the comma means for you to slow down and take a what? A little breath. That's right, a comma. Does it mean stop?
No.
No. Does it mean keep going? No, it just means slow down a little bit. And what about this one? Which end mark is this?
A question mark.
Oh, good, Eloise. I saw your lips moving. You were ready. This is a question mark. This would come, good morning, Randy. This would come at the end of a sentence that has a question. So I'm going to need you to be looking real carefully because I think you can see, but I don't know how well. You're going to be looking for either a period, an exclamation point, which means you exclaim it with excitement, a comma, which means you slow down a little bit, and a question mark if you're asking a question, okay? Then at the end, I'm going to ask you which one of those punctuation marks did you see and which ones did you not see, okay? So I see Colt, he's looking carefully. Colt, are you cheating? Are you already looking? Okay, so look right here. The poem is called Penguin Song. Now, I'm going to sing it first, okay? I'm a little penguin in the sea. I can swim as fast as can be. When I catch a fish, look at me. I'm as proud as I can be. Okay, now we're going to read it. I'm going to point and look at the words that you know and read it with me, okay? Okay. Remember, the first word is a contraction. That's when you take I and am and you put them together and the word becomes I'm. Okay. I'm, what's this one? A, what's this one?
Little Penguin.
Penguin.
And let's see. I
Oh,
can
Rachel, I'm pointing. B, C, I. What's this one? Swim
As can be.
as fast as can be. Look right here. Why did I say B? What do you see at the end?
Exclamation mark.
Yes, absolutely. When I catch a fish. What do you see right here? Can you see it? Comma. Good. Just look at me. Can you see that right there? What is that? Period. Very good. I'm as proud as I can be. What did you hear? What end mark? What punctuation mark did you see at the end? Exclamation. Very good.
You want to sit here this morning?
Raise your hand and look at Miss Romain and tell me, can you name one of the end marks that we saw in our poem? Let me see who's got their hand raised. Don't shout out answers. I say keep your answer in your brain. Keep your answer in your brain. Nace, which end mark did you see? Did you have your hand raised, Nace? Okay, so which end mark, which punctuation did you see at the end? You know, let's see. Okay, Cole, which one did you see?
Exclamation mark.
Oh my goodness. He saw an exclamation point at the end of B and B at the end. There were 2 exclamation marks. Was that the only ones we saw? What else did we see? Raise your hand. Randy, what else did we see?
A question mark.
You saw a question mark? This is a question mark. Oh, Randy, did you see a question mark? Okay. Try again. What else did you see, Randy?
Period.
Randy saw a period. Very good. Eloise, did we see anything else?
We saw a comma.
There was a comma. Very good. But what did we not see in our poem? What did we not see?
A question mark.
We did not see a question mark in our poem. Okay. Now I bet you have it memorized. Think you can do it with me? Can you sing the song with me? Remember, waddle like a penguin. I'm a little penguin. Show me. In the sea, I can swim as fast as can be. Catch your fish. When I catch a fish, just look at me. I'm as proud as I can be. Very good, Eloise. You are really following along this morning. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we've been talking, and we're going to continue to talk a lot about, let me see if you can see, Africa, but we're going to go back and visit Antarctica today. But I have a question for you. Did we go to Europe? Did we visit Europe before you left school? Remember, it's the smallest continent. Did we go to Asia before we left school? Kaylee says yes. And that's the largest continent. Did we go to Australia before we left school? Yes, Mason, yes. Did we go to Antarctica before we left school? I know where we left off, yeah. Africa. Did we go to Africa? Yes. But there are 2 continents we have not visited yet. Does anybody know what one of those continents is? Can anybody name one? Hey, good morning, Kaylee Mark Cannon. Is there anyone who can tell us which one of those? Oh, Lucy, you're on mute. Hold on. Let's take you off mute so I can hear your answer. You know how to do it? There you go. You got it. Lucy, where have we not been? Which continent?
I haven't been to South America.
Say it again one more time.
I haven't been to South
Come close to the camera.
We haven't been to South America.
Boom. There you go. We have not been to South America. There's still another continent we haven't been to. Does anybody know where else? We have not been to South America. And what's above South America?
North America.
Look on the map. Look on the map. If it's not South America, what would it be?
North America.
North America. That's right. So we still need to visit South America and North America. But guess where we're going to go back to today? We were talking about penguins. Where are we going to go back to? Which continent? Look on the map.
At the bottom.
Where?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. Around here are what we call the Galapagos Islands around the equator. And did you know that they have penguins there too? Not just in Antarctica, but over here in the Galapagos Islands, which is near the equator, they also have penguins. But we're going to go back to Antarctica today, okay? Now, put on your thinking cap. Let's put on our supersonic listening ears. Ready? Click, click. I want you to put on your thinking cap. And let's imagine,
Turn the TV back
what
on.
would you pack in your suitcase if you wanted to go to Antarctica? Think for a minute. And when you have an answer, raise your hand. What would you pack in your suitcase if you wanted to go to Antarctica? Kaylee Allen, what would you pack in your suitcase, honey?
A jacket.
A jacket, maybe? Let's see who else has their hand raised. What else would you pack in your suitcase, Colt?
I would get 3 jackets at the same time and put them on at the same time.
I have to probably agree with you. 3 jackets at the same time might be a good idea because it's super cold. What is the continent made of? Grass? Land?
Ice.
That's right. So Colt, I'm with you. I'd probably wear 3 jackets. Lucy, what else would you pack in your suitcase? Come close to the camera.
Bright colors.
Ooh, you remember that from the story. Bright colors so we don't get lost in the snow. What about a bathing suit?
No.
No. Oh, okay, why not? I want to. No. There's no beaches there?
No.
Hmm. What about gloves?
Yes.
Yes. What about flip-flops?
No.
No. Okay. So what would I wear on my feet? Randy, what would I wear on my feet, honey?
No boots.
Snow boots. Somebody said snow boots. Very good. Now, they're also wearing hats and scarves and gloves. That's right. And boots and 3 jackets maybe, or either a jacket that's really, 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 really thick. Okay. So here's the deal. If we go to Antarctica, I definitely want you to come help me pack because I might pack the wrong items. I almost brought a bathing suit with me. You did a good job using your thinking cap this morning. Very, very good. Okay, now we're going to reread the story, but guess what, Miss Roberts got our, oh, I need to open it. Hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. Oh, I don't want to turn my Zoom off. Miss Roberts got our document camera working, and so I want to pull up our book so you can see it better, okay? It's thinking, y'all be patient. Okay, there we are. Let me get you back. Okay, let's go to share screen. Okay, can you guys see it?
Yes, Doug.
Okay, let's read it together. What's the title? Antarctica. Very good. Okay. I want you to, before we read, hold up 3 fingers. Everybody hold up 3 fingers. I want you to look and listen for 3 things. Are you ready? Let me tell you what they are. I want you to listen for things to do. Things to do in Antarctica. I want you to listen for natural features in Antarctica. And I want you to listen for animals in Antarctica. Say things to do, natural features, and amazing animals, okay? 3 things you're going to be listening for. This is your title page, Antarctica. Here is your table of contents. But we're not going to use the table of contents today because we're going to reread the whole story, okay? Okay. Here is my, do you remember what this is called? Let's see who remembers. Your, oh no, nobody remembers?
Heading.
What is this called, Lucy?
Heading.
The heading. Everybody touch your head. Touch your head. Say heading. Heading. Say key details. And what is the key details?
The key details is
Are
an
your
emperor penguin.
body. The key details are your body. The heading is your head. And the key details are your body. All the important parts. Okay, look right here. Let's read the caption. This is a caption that you would find under a picture or a photograph in your story. By the way, is this a fiction story or a non-fiction story?
Non-fiction.
Let me tell you, Lucy, you might be eating breakfast, but you're on your A game this morning. It's a non-fiction story. An emperor penguin in Antarctica. By the way, an emperor penguin can get as big as you or me. Welcome to Antarctica. Why did I read it like that?
Because it has an exclamation.
Because it had an exclamation point. That's right. Welcome to Antarctica. Antarctica is an icy continent. It has no countries. It has no countries because no one wants to live there. The largest pieces of, I'm not reading this part. You read this. Fill in the blank. The largest pieces of land on Earth are what are these things? Continents. I heard somebody say it. Good job. Continents. There are 7. Antarctica is the yellow continent on this map.
Outlaw.
Do this. Say flat. A map is flat. So here is your map of the 7 continents. And what color is Antarctica?
6.
Yellow.
Yellow. Very good. Okay. Okay. Tell me when to stop when my finger reaches the caption.
Stop.
Oh, stop. Okay. Planes bring food and supplies to Antarctica. Now let's talk about the people of Antarctica. Few people live in Antarctica. Most are scientists, or sometimes we say researchers, who come to study the continent. They want to learn more. They study. Oh, I think I skipped a page.
Okay, Romain.
Nope, I'm good. Okay. Are these researchers? Are they scientists?
Now, stop.
They don't have cameras. Do you see their cameras? Hold on.
You close the door?
Okay. Do you see their cameras? They are visitors. Visitors also come to watch seals and other, what's this word?
Animals. Amazing animals.
Amazing animals. Here we go. Okay, crab eater seals rest on the ice. And there they are taking pictures. They came off the big boat onto the little boat so they could get closer and take pictures and watch the animals. Here's this word. What is it? Amazing animals. Do you remember which one this one is?
A rockhopper.
Yeah, look at his hair. He's got rock and roll hair, dude. He's the Rockhopper. Is he really called? Yeah, but is he really called the Rockhopper because he likes to jam out to rock music?
Yeah. Rock over hops.
Because he hops over to each rock. Here we go. It says Rockhopper penguins can hop from rock to rock. Antarctica is famous for its penguins. Rockhoppers live by the rocky shore. They don't have like a sandy beach. They have a rocky beach. Look at this amazing animal. Do you remember what this one is?
It's a killer whale.
That is the killer whale. Also could be called an orca. A killer whale can swim very fast. Killer whales swim in the icy water. They hunt for fish to eat. Now look right here. I put an N over this word because a killer whale is a noun. A killer whale is a noun. It's a thing. Is it a person?
No.
No. Is it a place? Or is it a thing? But killer whales swim. So guess what? Swimming is the verb. It's the action. What do? They swim. But wait, tell me about the whale again. What kind of a whale is it? Describe it to me. Somebody tell me about the whale. Nobody knows anything about the whale? Can you describe him to me? Go ahead, Colt. You can tell me.
It eats fish.
Oh, it does eat fish, but I want you to describe. That means tell me about the whale. What kind of a whale is it? A killer whale. So that's your adjective. It's not just a whale. It's a killer whale. Can you tell me what he looks like? Tell me something about what he looks like. Kaylee Allen? He's white. What else?
Black.
Black. So you just gave me 3 adjectives describing the whale. Say killer, black, and white. I can tell you another one. Are you ready? He's very what?
Big. White.
He is big. He's fast. Look at my finger. Does this say big or does this say fast?
Fast.
How do you know that says fast?
Because he's very fast.
Nope. Look at the first letter in the word. What letter do you see?
Because it's an F. Because it's an
F. It's
F.
an F. I think that was Randy. Good. Okay. Look right here. Ice, wind, and snow. I can't read it with my sticky note on it, can I? Antarctica has fierce winds. Hold on. Antarctica has fierce winds that blow the snow. People must wear bright coats to see each other. Otherwise, you're going to get covered with white snow. Like Lucy said, wear bright colors. Okay. By the way, I'm going to read this heading one more time. Ice, wind, and snow. What did we just learn about Antarctica from reading the heading? What did we learn about Antarctica from reading the heading?
Ice and snow.
So it's icy. What else is it?
And snowy.
Snowy. What else is it? Look at this picture. Can you tell if it has fierce winds or if it has no wind just by looking at the picture? Oh, bless you, Colt. Bless you. Does it look windy? Kaylee Martin, does it look windy to you? It doesn't look really closely. Alex, does it look windy to you?
A little windy to me.
Yeah?
Kind of little.
See how it looks blurry? Say blurry.
Blurry.
That's blurry because the wind is blowing really fiercely because it's very icy and snowy and windy. Look right here. Is this an iceberg?
Yeah.
I don't know. Look closely. Would an iceberg have brown on it? So what type of a landform do you think that is? Lily Grace, can you tell me what that is?
Rock.
Oh, Lily Grace, can you tell me what that is?
Yeah.
Ooh, come close. Show me with your hands, Lily Grace. Can you use your hands to show me what this is? Oh. What would you do to show me this using your hands? Make one of these for me. Yeah, a mountain. That's exactly what I would do too. A very pointy mountain. Okay. Antarctica has tall mountains. What kind of mountains, guys? They're very what? Uh-oh. Miss St. Romain's going to wait. I need some participation this morning. What kind of mountains?
Oh. Snowy. Chocolate milk.
Nope. Tall mountains. Most are covered by ice and snow. So they're icy and snowy. Is this a mountain? Lucy, is this a mountain? What kind of landform is that, Lucy?
An iceberg.
That's an iceberg. That's right. Remember, Antarctica has thick, and there's your adjective, thick sheets of ice. Giant ice chunks. Giant ice chunks can break off into the ocean. These chunks are called icebergs. Lucy told us that was an iceberg. Now, what did Miss St. Romain say that the iceberg was? Say thick. Oh, let me hear everybody, because nobody has their microphone turned off. Let me hear you. Say thick and giant.
And giant.
Very good. This is an iceberg in the Weddell Sea, and here are some visitors coming to take pictures of that thick, giant sheet of ice called an iceberg. Now, learning from Antarctica. Learning from Antarctica is what this heading says. Scientists measure floating sea ice. They're measuring it because a lot of the ice is beginning to what? Remember?
Right.
It's beginning to crack and melt. That's right. Scientists come to Antarctica from many countries. They study the ice to learn about climate changes. Unfortunately, things are getting a lot what?
Water.
Hotter. And what's going to happen to the ice?
Out.
It's going to begin to crack and melt. You are right. Look at these scientists. Scientists study animals and weather too. There's so much to learn from Antarctica. Countries will always work together to protect this icy continent. Here is another group of scientists, and what are they studying?
Penguins.
What kind of penguins?
Emperors.
The emperor penguins, that's right. Okay, now this was our modern marvel. Here's some fun facts about Antarctica. Scientists in Antarctica work at the Princess Elizabeth Station. The stainless steel walls have many layers to keep the heat in and the cold winds out. What were these called?
Windmill.
The windmills. Windmills on very tall poles catch the wind to make the electricity at the Princess Elizabeth Station. Now, while visiting Antarctica, if you ever choose to go, you might run into a wandering albatross. Do your arms out like this, like the albatross. Let me see. Let me see who's doing it. That means you're being a good listener. Good, Colt. Good, Eloise. Get those arms out. Now, the wandering albatross lays eggs on an island around the Antarctic. The male and female work together to raise their young, just like the dad and the mom. They have the longest wingspan. That means from here to here. The longest wingspan of any bird. They fly far looking for squid and fish to eat. Now I'm going to point to some words. I'm going to point to the picture and you tell me the word. Ready? Go. What's this one?
Iceberg.
Iceberg. What's this one? Killer
Whale.
whale. What's this one?
Penguin.
Penguin. And what's this one? Plane. Very good. Okay, and at the back you have your index and some more information. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, I have this chart behind me. Let me get out of share screen and come back to me. Okay, I have this chart right here. That chart is our evidence organizer. We've used evidence organizers in class a lot. Today's evidence organizer is about the book Antarctica. I need your help. Miss St. Romain can't do this part. Who has to do this part?
Us.
You, that's right. I need your help answering the questions, but I don't want you to shout out because then if 3 people shout out at the same time, how many can I hear?
0.
0. I can't hear anyone. So make sure you raise your hand, and if I say your name, speak loudly and clearly. Remember, we have to project our voices and speak in a clear, confident voice. And I want you to think for a second. Can you tell me something you learned about Antarctica? Things to do in Antarctica. Can you tell me some things to do in Antarctica? Raise your hand if you can tell me something I could do. Something I could do when I go to Antarctica. Isaiah, do you have your hand up? No? Okay. I bet you could tell me something, Isaiah, that we could do. What could we do when we go? Isaiah, what could I do in Antarctica? Oh, hold on. Tell me one more time. What could I do, Isaiah, when I go to Antarctica?
Play.
I can play? Ooh, I don't know if I want to play. Did we talk about many people going to Antarctica to play?
To go go see animals.
Not so much. Okay, Colt, you had your hand raised. What could I do? Tell me something to do in Antarctica.
You could go look at penguins.
I could learn about penguins. Absolutely. I could go to Antarctica to learn about penguins. Lucy, what else could I do?
Go learn about animals.
Okay, just learn about animals in general. Because they have many different animals there, don't they?
Yes.
Okay, so I could learn about penguins. I could learn about animals. Is there anything else I could do, Eloise? What else could I do when I go to Antarctica?
You can collect snow.
I can collect snow? I can't collect snow. What's going to happen to that snow?
It can melt.
It's going to melt. Keep thinking, Lily
it can
Grace.
melt into water and then you can drink it.
So instead of collecting the snow, Eloise, could I go learn about the snow melting? Okay. Or how about this? Could we learn why the snow is melting? Would that be better? We need to find out why. Learn why. Look, right here. That's an important word. Say why. Learn why snow
Why?
is melting. Okay, one more. Lily Grace. What else could I do? Did you have your hand raised, Lily Grace? Come close to the computer so I can hear you.
You can go to the Elizabeth station.
I could go visit the Princess Elizabeth station. That would be kind of a cool field trip, don't you think? Visit the, I'm going to abbreviate, Princess Elizabeth Station, because that's a lot to write. So I wrote PES, Princess Elizabeth Station. Okay, now stop and think. What were some natural features? What were some natural features? Remember, that's not, Princess Elizabeth Station was built by man, and that is not a natural feature. Tell me some natural features you saw in the book. Nace, what was this that you saw in the book that was a natural feature, honey? A mountain. Very good. I could go see the mountains. What were the mountains? Tell me a word to describe the mountains. Does anybody have a word to describe the mountains? Say it again.
I was going to say that.
We have bad reception today. Must be the weather. Tell me something about the mountains. Describe it to me. What could I see or feel on the mountain?
Snow.
Snow. So could we say it was a snowy? Could we say it was a snowy mountain? Okay, there was something else. What else? What other natural features? They had more than just mountains. What else did they have?
Yeah, she's not here. Now we can work in her.
I'll show you. Let me help you remember. Let's see. Okay, we already said snowy mountain. What other natural landforms did they have? What other landforms?
You guys want
What do you see?
Iceberg.
Iceberg. Tell me about that iceberg.
It's snowy.
It's, I don't know if ice, listen,
Made of
iceberg is snowy. What?
Snowy ice. It's made out of ice.
So could we say a icy iceberg? If something's icy, what is it?
It's made out of
Cold. Thank you, Colt. Could we say cold icebergs?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember where the Rockhopper lived?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did the Rockhopper live?
So,
On the rocky
no.
shore. Another name for a beach, say this with me. Another name for beach is snowy. Can you say it? I'm sorry. Another word for beach is shore. I was trying to put somebody on mute. Okay, there we go. Another word for beach is shore. So the Rockhopper lived on a rocky.
Mountain.
Kaylee, sit down for me. Kaylee Allen, sit down and pay attention, okay? Oh, is your brother in there? Okay, well, watch me. Okay, say rocky shore. So there were natural features. There were mountains in Antarctica. There were icebergs in Antarctica, and there were rocky shores in Antarctica. Were there parks in Antarctica with grass? Ooh, somebody's banging. But,
That was my brother.
oh, okay. Well, hold on. There we go. Maybe that helped. Okay. All right. Next, and I know you all want to answer this. Come on, right? Tell me some amazing animals that we could go see in Antarctica. Alex, what kind of amazing animal could we go see?
A killer whale. We could
A
catch
killer
him
whale. Thank you, Alex. I love the way you raised your hand, too. Are there any other animals that we could go see? Eloise?
We can go see some rockhoppers.
Rockhoppers. I like that you used their name. Lily Grace? Big voice.
Emperor penguins.
Emperor penguin.
Penguin.
Lily Grace, tell me something about the emperor penguin.
That they're almost big like you.
They are almost, oh, well, I'm kind of small. I'm kind of short. Almost as big as you and me, right? Okay. Okay. Good job. By the way, you came up with these answers, not Miss St. Romain, so kiss your brain. Good morning, Emily Grace. Okay, so I want to, oh, wrong marker. I don't want to use this marker. That's a permanent marker. I use dry erase marker. Okay, so remember yesterday when we used the words and we came up with a new suffix at the end that said full? Like we changed the word beauty to beautiful, or we changed the word color to colorful. Today we're going to do, now full by the way means having more of. So if something is very colorful, it has a lot of color, okay? So when something is full, it has more, okay? So we're gonna do the opposite of that one today. Instead of full, we're going to use the word less at the end, less. We're gonna use the word less, which means if it's the opposite of more, what would less mean? Let's see. What would it mean if something wasn't full? If you had less, what do you think that would mean? to have not as much or less of. So if something was colorless, would it have a lot of color? No. Good. Okay. So I just wrote the word less, which means to not have or to not have a lot of, okay? And it's at the end of the word. The suffix always comes at the end of the word. Oh, somebody else just logged in. Is that Easton and he's at the beach? Hey, Easton. Hey. I'm so glad
We're
you
late.
joined
I'm
us.
sorry.
How's the beach? Good? Okay. All right. You just jump right on in, okay? Okay. All right. So here we go. Now, let me get my book. Look at, oh, I'd say look at the cover, but look at all these notes. Look at all these notes I have on it. Let me pull all these notes off. Okay. Remember yesterday when we looked at the book about Africa?
Yeah.
And it had lots of grass on it. Lots of grass. Look at the picture of Antarctica. And you know what? I think I might do my share screen so you can see it better, okay? Let's pull up our share screen. I think I closed it. Let's see. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Do you see any grass in Antarctica? Do you see any grass in Antarctica, Randy?
Yes.
Randy, I'm asking Randy, do you see any grass? No, there is no grass in Antarctica. So yesterday, everything had lots of grass, but today Antarctica does not. So I would, can y'all see me? Okay. I would write the word grass. And then I'm going to write less. What do you think the word grassless means? What do you think grassless means? Look at the picture. What do you think grassless means? Eloise?
It means that there's not a lot of grass.
Yeah, there's no grass. That's right. Grassless means no grass. Kiss your brain, Eloise. Good job. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn to page 10. Tell me when to stop. Oh, page 10? Nah. Okay. Okay. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm going to teach you a new word today. Say life. Life. When something has life, it is up. It is moving. It is dancing. It is excited. Do these seals look like they have a lot of life right now? No. Colt says no. They don't look like they're up. They don't look like they're moving around. They don't look like they're having fun. So when something does not have life, it is lifeless. Say lifeless. That means that it is sitting very still. I need everybody right now to be lifeless. Let me see who's lifeless right now. Nope. I'm looking. Colt is very lifeless right now. Eloise is very lifeless right now. Lily Grace is very lifeless. That means they are very still. Say lifeless. Tell me to stop on page 12.
Stop.
Okay. Okay, look right here. Look at this man. Is there anybody else with this man? Or is he alone?
No. He's alone.
He's alone. Would you want to go to Antarctica alone?
No.
Kaylee says yes. I say No, I don't want to go to Antarctica alone.
Daddy,
I would be very scared. Would you be scared?
can we go down to the
I
beach?
barely know
I
it.
would. But I'm going to tell you what the opposite of scared. So when you're scared, you have fear. When you're scared, you have something called fear, okay? Is there anything that you're scared of? Raise your hand. Let me see. Is there something that you're scared of? Let's see. Easton,
I'm scared.
is there anything that you're scared of?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Alex, is there anything that you're scared of?
Yeah, I'm scared of bulls charging to me.
He is
I
scared
said-
that a bull is charging at him. Anybody else? Let's see if anybody. Colt, what are you scared of?
Bull kicked me one time.
Ice breaking and polar bears.
Oh yeah, so you would not want to go alone because ice might break off and you could get hurt. And then there might be some polar bears. Eloise, is there anything that you have fear of?
Of Major kicking me because it kind of hurts and I get scared.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's stop right there. Hold on, I'll come back to you. But right now, let's move on. Say, okay, if you have fear of something, you are scared. But guess what? If you have no fear, you are something called fearless. Fearless. That means you don't
scared of
have any
hyenas.
fear. Look at this man right here. Do you think he has fear? Or is he fearless? I'd say he's fearless because he's out there. He is not afraid to be alone, is he? No? Okay, let's do one more, okay? You're scared of hyenas? I don't think I'd want to go by hyenas either. Okay. Let's look at this picture right here. Remember yesterday when we were looking at the picture? Listen. Remember when we were looking at the picture of the desert yesterday and it had lots of color? It was full of color. Look at this picture. I'm going to write color. Say color. Say color. Color. Now, if something does not have color, look at this picture. Do you see a lot of color?
No.
No. So if there's not a lot of color, can you tell me what it would be? You remember that word? Say less. Say colorless, which means it does not have a lot of color. Okay, I'm going to say a word, and then you're going to say the whole word. I'm going to do the first one. Are you ready? Okay, let me see who I'm going to hear today. If I say grass, you say grassless. Grass. I say grass. You say grassless. Grass. Good. Life. You say lifeless. Say fear. Fearless. Last one. If I say color, you would say colorless. Less meaning we do not have. Full meant lots of. Less meant there was none or there was not very much. You don't have, okay? Okay, all right. Guess what? That hour went by way too fast. It's not over yet, but I don't know if we have enough time to do all of our math lesson today, okay? And I don't want to shortchange you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to save our math lesson for tomorrow, okay? And I will start tomorrow with our math lesson. So if you have any paper and pencil or counters or goldfish, anything that you want to use to do our math lesson tomorrow morning, I will start with our math lesson tomorrow morning, okay? It's going to be a fun one. Okay, I'm going to say a word and I want you to say it with me. Let's use the suffix less. We're going to end with this, okay? Say grassless.
Grassless.
Oh,
Grassless.
thank you. Lifeless.
Grassless. Lifeless.
Fearless.
Fearless. Colorless.
Colorless. Very good. That was our last one. Less means to not have. So we don't have as much or none at all. Less means less. Okay. All right, guys. I will see y'all in the morning, okay? Easton, I'm glad you were able to get on with us, okay? I hope you're having fun at the beach. Hey, Easton. Okay, so hold on. Don't hang up. Easton, stay on. Isaiah, Haley, Martin, y'all stay on and everybody else can log off, okay? I'll see y'all in the morning.